What's going on, everyone? LA Sports back with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about Craig Berube and how he is perfect for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, he is the absolute. When you think of what the Toronto Maple Leafs need as a leader and as a head coach, Craig Berube is that guy. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think he is he's the right head coach that's going to get us over the hump. You take a look at the Leafs and the way that they're winning games this season and the way they're playing. It feels different. Something about this season feels different. It feels like a team that's, every single guy is willing to put their body on the line, that's hitting hard every shift. They're currently first in the Atlantic. They sit in terms of the East, they're third in the East. There's just a different dynamic this season. It feels different. This feels like a grittier team with similar pieces. Like you look at a guy like Mitch Marner, you could just tell he's playing tougher with more grit, and it's absolutely perfect. And it's what you want if you're a Leafs fan. The Leafs are 18-9-2 after a pretty slow start out of the gate. They've really found their form. Their goaltending is there, and it seems like this is the perfect match, Craig Berube and the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is the guy we've been waiting for, and I mean, I think it's just worked out perfectly so far. And I think this is the head coach that's going to get this Leafs team over the hump in the playoffs. Just his way of playing the game, the way he has these guys ready to go. They win in all kinds of different ways. They score goals in all kinds of different ways. It's a more of a balanced game. The lineup is more balanced, and I just really like it. I love the way the Leafs are playing. The back end is really, really strong this year, and Berube has these guys playing hard, a different brand of hockey. The culture here for the Toronto Maple Leafs has changed under Craig Berube, and I think it's for the better. And I think that this is a legitimate cup contending team. I know we've talked about that over the past 5-6 years, but this really feels like a different team. It feels like a team that in the playoffs is going to have the heart, is going to have the grit, is going to not get pushed around like they have in the past. They have the muscle, and they just persevere through any game. And I think that Tuesday night's game against the Devils was a perfect example of that. You got outplayed to the max, but you just stick in the game. You just find a way to win. You hit them hard. You come out with just a grit and the physical game. That you need to win, and especially in the playoffs. And you're seeing those are the types of games that you need to win in the playoffs, and those are games that the Leafs haven't won in the past and are now under Craig Berube. And then, of course, what everybody's talking about is this goaltending tandem that the Leafs have right now. It's a tandem that I think it's the best goaltending tandem right now in the entire NHL. You look at Joseph Woll and you look at Anthony Stolarz, two guys who when they step in that net, you have full confidence that they can steal you a hockey game. And I think that's a pretty damn good feeling if you're the Leafs. Where we haven't scored at a rate that we have in the past, and I think in the playoffs, you look at games in the playoffs, they're more 2-1, 3-2 type games. You're not getting those 5-3, 6-5 games, that you could get in the regular season. So the fact that the Leafs are winning these low-scoring, close, tight, hard-hitting, physical, hard-nosed, tough games in the regular season, it just shows that this early on in the season and this early on in Craig Berube's tenure with the Leafs, it's just going to carry into the playoffs. I think this team is built perfectly. I think Craig Berube has them really, wanting to play that way. I think his message is getting across to the team, and I think he's a really, really good head coach. I think it's what this team's needed for a long time. So I think that everybody's invested. I think that everybody, in that locker room, every single one of those guys is bought into what he has and his brand of hockey and the way he wants them to play. I love what I'm seeing so far this season from the Toronto Maple Leafs. And, hopefully that continues on into the playoffs. But I think Craig Berube and the Leafs are a perfect match, and I think that this team's going to get them over the hump. He's got them playing physical, hard, and the toughness of this Leafs team right now is really good to see. And, there's it's a deep team. There's a lot of depth, and they're going to add more at the deadline. So I think it's a really, really good Leafs team that we're seeing here. I think it's one that's going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Winning these, tight games low-scoring games. It's going to be a lot of fun this year for the Leafs. But you guys, let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on Craig Berube and the Leafs. I think they're the perfect match. What do you think about them? You let me know all that good stuff down in the comment section. And as always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. See you guys on the next video. And as always, go Leafs, go.